Gameplay videos are at the end.
Today I'll be going over an Icicle Mines POB I recently shared, but due to the nerf of poison concoction, I have redone the starting tree to compensate for this. We're going to be using Toxic Rain instead of Peaconk. I also highly recommend Cobra Lash or Caustic Arrow. The reason we'll be pathing the way we do is to set up a tree efficiently to switch to mines. We'll be doing the switch with the gold we find in the campaign and the passive tree resets we get from the campaign quests. We should have just enough around level 50. Levels 1 through 11. These are going to be your initial levels. We take the projectile damage inwards towards ballistics. From there, we're going to be going to Primal Spirit in order to use Frostblink and solve mana problems throughout the run. Heart of Oak is also just a good node, so we'll take that as well. Continuing in Act 1. After you've reached the Cavern of Wrath on the way to Merville, we'll grab Aspect of the Eagle as we're playing Toxic Rain now. We then continue east, taking the bottom nodes to Aspect of the Lynx. In Act 2, we're going to start pathing north to set up for mines, grabbing anything beneficial on the way, i.e. Chaos Fizz nodes. This is what your tree will look like as you level into Act 2 and Act 3. We're going to path east first and grab the Bow over Time nodes, as they're really good for our skill we're using, Hunter's Gambit. When it comes to the Mastery, you can use the Blink Arrow cooldown recovery rate or the increased AoE, they're both fine. After that, we keep pathing north so we can switch to mines. Once we get to Coordination, we go west to grab the Chaos damage nodes. All the percent nodes right here. After those flat percent nodes, we then take the damage over time nodes. We'll grab this wheel down south. We then branch out east towards this chaos and movement speed node, Fangs of the Viper. After that, we start pathing north to set up for the switch to mines. We keep pathing north with the intention to switch to mines soon. This is about Act 5. We take these crit nodes right here, even though they don't benefit us, just because we're going to switch soon. And this is going to save us gold and respec points later on. You don't have to. You can take this end node if you really want to. When you decide to do lab, make sure to grab Gathering Winds. In Act 6, about to switch, we just take these Written in Blood nodes right here, the Health and Energy Shield nodes, and we keep pathing north. Now, at any time, this also allows you to spec into Charisma for your auras, if you're having mana problems, or if you just spec into Charisma really quick. It's easily accessible right here. Now, about 6, we just reached Act 6. We've done the Lily quest, and we're looking to switch to mines. This is what our tree will look like. We've taken anything that benefits our skill, and we've pathed north towards the mine wheels. We don't take Growth and Decay, and we don't take Atrophy because we're about to switch, and we want to save our skill points and gold and respec points in order to switch. We should be doing fine on damage. Now this is the switch to mines. We unspec out of 25 total points and respec into this tree. We get rid of all of the damage over time nodes and chaos and fizz nodes as we don't need them anymore. Making sure to take the masteries as well. We don't unspec out of these dex nodes next to charisma, we'll be using these later. Make sure to take the mine wheel, the crit wheel, the other mine wheel, and the cold wheel. The masteries are crit multi, 2% damage, and inverted mastery. When it comes to the metal nodes, make sure you have Saboteur at least. In Act 7, all we do is continue filling out our tree if it doesn't look like this. And then we just take these boring pathing nodes going north and south to connect our tree going east and west. After that, we unspec out of these nodes right here. The strength and dex node going north and south. In Act 8, we take Blood Drinker right here, and then we keep going south, pathing south, to take these health nodes right here. Once you do your lab, you take your chain ascendancy, and then you spec into these chain nodes. Then you take projectile speed. In Act 9, we'll take these movement speed and suppression nodes right here. We then go ahead and take flash freeze. Since we're already here just for the campaign, we'll unspec out of it later to fit in clusters. In Act 10, going far north, we come up here and take efficient explosives and Winter's Embrace. Efficient explosives is just a good node, and Winter's Embrace we'll unspec out of later to fit into clusters. So we spec into Winter's Embrace and Flash Freeze just for the early campaign damage. These are levels 7 to 80. We just start filling out the tree. We take the extra frenzy charge here. We take the crit multi here. And we take the extra power charges and the frenzy charges up here as well. When it comes to your jewel, you're looking for crit multi, stats, and resistances. 80 to 90, we finish up taking the suppression wheel right here, and we take lucky suppression. We also grab Revenge of the Hunted over here. Around this time, we'll be looking for clusters. You should be looking for clusters like the second you enter maps. And you should be getting them before you enter red maps. So these are the switch to clusters. All we do is we unspec out of flash freeze down here, and we transfer the nodes to our medium clusters. We're looking for medium trap and mine damage clusters. Getting guerrilla tactics and surprise sabotage is about a 1 in 7 using crit reforge on the harvest bench, so it doesn't really matter what's on them as long as they're 4 to 5 passive. When it comes to jewels, you're looking to fit in for resistances, stats, and lots of crit multi, mainly crit multi. When we switch to our large cluster, we're looking for cold damage large cluster, and when we do this switch, we just put our mediums in our large as well. If you can't get all of the points here, that's fine. You could just like unspec out of like this or something. This is a level 96 tree, so it's pretty realistic getting a large cluster. Now at the same time we switch to clusters, we also switch into Pierce. Make sure to also respect your ascendancy as well. Doing this at the same time, we get a lot of player power. It is personal preference, whether if you want chain or Pierce, to be honest. And then there is a double large cluster tree. I don't really recommend this. It's mainly for bossing. You lose a lot of HP, and we don't really have a lot of that in the first place. But you can fit in two large clusters if you wanted to. You just sacrifice all of these health and suppression nodes down here. Your main build will just be a single large cluster with a shield for mapping, dual wielding if you're bossing with 2 clusters. That's what I did. This POB will bring you to about 6 to 10 hours played, depending on your campaign time. You should have your clusters by red maps, which is where it ends. In SSF, just use your second atlas for endless delirium farming before you enter red maps to get your clusters. That's what I did. I still did fine. I highly suggest going over the notes before you start the build as well. I have things from vendor regexes to trade searches to potential upgrades as well as random tips for the axe. The rest of the videos will show you an example of respeccing around level 45. It'll show a tier 16 map with almost no gear on, a Malachai kill to show campaign damage, and a random elder kill I did with 2+2 daggers that you can craft later on your build. Thanks. This is just a regular elder kill, just to showcase DPS. I am dual wielding +2 daggers. So this isn't with Bitter Dream Heat Shiver, it's with Heat Shiver +2/+2. And March of the Legion boots.
retreating.
Here we're just showing the first part of the Malachai kill just to show off some campaign damage for a Toxic Rain. We will respec out of these.
This second video is just a video showing how to unspec out of it on a SSF run that I did, how to unspec and how to respec, and then what it might look like afterwards. I think I was about 1 point off from being able to switch cleanly, but it still shows that you can still do the switch and you'll still turn out fine.
Man, I was 1 point off from being able to finish this. And then unspecking right here. Ah, there's still a point right here too. I was just barely off from having enough gold to do that. So we'll have to stick with the tree looking like this for right now. We'll see if we can even do damage, to be honest. I don't have a shield charge or anything. Oof. Oh, I just tried a shield charge right there. Yeah, see, there we go. We are owning. I wish I had shield charge.
So this is what it'll look like after you immediately respec and unspec. This is a clip of an SSF run. I think I was like level 45 or something, so I did it a little early, so I didn't have the full respec points. But this is what it'll look like.
This next video, I'm just doing an Alk and Go map. I put some extra risk scarabs in just in case I'd hit 4 mobs, just to simulate like an 8 mod map. I'm just wearing a Heat Shiver, Bitter Dream, some random jewelry, and a 7 league steps in order to go faster. The whole point of this video is just to show off like, you don't need like crazy gear like synthesized rings and shit.
in order to clear maps. You just need Bitter Dream, you just need Heat Shiver, and then you're good to go for the most part. And you can see here, we just have 7 League Steps, Heat Shiver, and Bitter Dream. Nothing crazy. We just have regular rings with a resistance on them, along with a cold necklace, a +1 cold necklace. So our Icicle Mines is level 22. But it's just a showcase saying like you don't need like fancy gear or anything, you just need these common items to be able to clear T16s.